Evening people, hope everyone's good. So, quite the shambles the last week or so, isn't it? A good few people, I've been literally telling everyone this for a long time, you have to do things lawful. If you're going to go down the road of unlawful, you're going to come unstuck. I personally know 4 people on remand now because of all this madness or whatever. Some of the examples being shown, ex-veterans and whatever, for just being in a place where it's kicked off or whatever. It's ridiculous. And then you've got sex offenders being released on fucking bail, being given fucking suspended sentences, being given tiny sentences. Where does this end? Do you know what I mean? If we're going to show the public that it's lawless unless you're a certain protected species, let's say, as of recent it seems anyway, then what do you expect to happen? Do you know what I mean? Do you think it'll get better now just because they've clamped down and made up? Because all they're doing, let's be honest, is making examples of people. That is it. Just to strike fear into people. So what's the situation now then? So you've got a shitload of people, well more now than 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever, 20 years ago, onwards, far more now awake to so many fucking problems in the UK. And as far as I can see, the only thing that all people do agree on, all communities do agree on, is it's our government at fault. Now, people on one side will say, oh, it's a agenda, it's all by design. And then you've got people on the other side saying, no, they're just shit, we've voted the wrong person in again, blah, fucking blah. For me, if your vote mattered realistically, when we all voted Brexit, or the majority voted Brexit, you would have received it by now. We would have stopped paying the EU by now. We would have all that extra money to invest into the country for the NHS, schools, doctors, dentists, you name it, the list goes on of things we are short on and deprived of. Now, for me personally, I've said all this a long time ago, we don't have to agree on everything. We have to agree on some things and get together and have open, honest discussion, and then off the back of that, we should have a fair few things that we do all agree on and we can fucking come together on. Now, once you can agree on a set of things, if you like, we can start looking at solutions. Do you know what I mean? We need lawful solutions right now. Now, I'm not going to name any names, but a few people have batted away lawful solutions this week or whatever. Now, it's fair enough if you know, but if you don't know, then you need to not shut that door. Now, for me, we're at a point now where anything is worth exploring. If we don't, we're all fucked. I mean, I've even heard Khan, someone sent me a clip the other night of Khan on G Block telling Bops that the Muslims that have been attacking people are far right. It's like, what does far right even mean anymore? It's been blurred that much. I don't think anyone understands what far right is. To me, far right means the likes of Mark Collett, the very racist, loud and proud racist, which has literally offered money. His solution is pay everyone, I think it's 15 grand to leave or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's madness. I've got fucking multicultural family. My family ain't going nowhere or whatever, and there's going to be fucking millions of people in that position or whatever. So that is just ridiculous shit. Now, I don't know how good this sound's going to come out because it is a little bit windy. But for me, that's why I've always backed what Tommy's about or whatever. Because it isn't racist. Do you know what I mean? He's been the only person out of all the movements and groups and this, that and the other that has ever stood with 10 black guys and burnt a Nazi flag. He's the only person that's ever knocked Nazis out cold on stage or whatever. We are where we are. Do you know what I mean? I personally think the labels have been exhausted that much that they no longer mean anything. For me, you can call me whatever you want. It's sticks and stones time, do you know what I mean? All I'm asked about is a decent future for my children and the future generations, and that's it. That is it. Everything else, it is what it is. Many people have getting a knock at the door or whatever. Some people are getting remanded. To me, like I said from day one, do what you're doing, keep it lawful. If you're going to go and commit a fucking criminal act, what sort of dumbass takes a phone or goes to commit criminal acts around fucking hundreds of people that have got phones? It's just mad. And do you know what I mean? We are where we are. We've been screaming from the rooftop that people need to do things lawfully, the right way. There's a solution to everything. By keep voting and voting and voting, you're just fucking playing the puppet show bullshit. You're voting for puppets. We need to go beyond that. And anything is worth exploring at this point in time. Now, people are just going to keep getting arrested or whatever. It's one of them, innit? Do you know what I mean? People have. It's one of them. We have to realise, why did everyone kick off or whatever. For me, it was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, if it turns out to be, I've not looked fucking mad into it at the end of the day. But if it turns out to be it was a Christian that has committed these fucking heinous acts or whatever on children, it is what it is. It is what it is. To me, that actually makes it worse, if I'm honest. Why did everyone come to this idea that it may well be a Muslim? Was it the different colour of skin? No, that couldn't be the case, because a Muslim can be any colour of the rainbow. Is it be something along the lines of, do you know what I mean? Is it where they come from? Is it the skin colour? Is it just actually we've got used to having Islamic attacks and dead children? I come from Manchester. Manchester Arena was bombed, do you know what I mean? 22 mainly children killed, 50 mainly children injured. A music event, a gay icon music event. Now, Taylor Swift, it is mainly for kids or whatever. It is known as a gay icon event or whatever, or gay icon rather. Now, people, when you've had, let's think about it realistically, over 29,000 attacks since 9/11. Yeah. So when people have seen nothing but children being murdered, people being drove over, people having their heads chopped off, people being killed for cartoons, or a drawing of a cartoon or whatever, people are going to put 2 and 2 together and come up with 5 now and again. Yeah. Now, for me, it's not hard to say, oh, okay, we got this one wrong or whatever. Generally, 9 times out of 10, without being told, you know what it is, and they have been quick to dismiss certain things. In Manchester, we waited a year for a police investigation to see if hate speech went on in Didsbury Mosque. Now, there was a lot of angry people in that year waiting or whatever. We all waited, and it come up, no hate speech has been committed in Didsbury Mosque, despite Tommy actually proving it along that year by going to Didsbury Mosque and playing the speakers that was in Didsbury Mosque on the walls, projected onto the walls of Didsbury Mosque. We've all heard what was said. If he said what was said inside that building, outside on the street, you would be locked up for hate speech, amongst other things. Do you know what I mean? Now, when you've seen him do this shit, and you've seen the reaction you get from the police, daring to question it and all this kind of thing or whatever, it's very hard to trust the police in any way, shape or form. It's very hard to trust the government in any way, shape or form. Now, there's going to be many people in that same position. I exposed a groomer a few years back, good few years back or whatever. It'd already been done for grooming kids. He weren't allowed to have kids in the premise or anything like that, so he should have never been running a food joint to begin with. He was doing regardless, and I've had a copper say that he was ex-police, and it did say he was ex-police in the paper. Now, I got the paper blown up, probably 10 times the size of a newspaper or something, and I went up to the shop and I showed the customers that was in there, this is what you're supporting. I suggest, you take your business elsewhere or whatever. Warn people, your children are not safe here or whatever. And over 3 weeks I exposed it with about 50 or 60 other dads. Not just dads, it was women as well, to be fair. That's what we need, strong women to come out. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to make a little video of all relevant bits I thought was relevant when I get a chance. Now, when we did that and we exposed it for 3 weeks or whatever, it was gone. The business closed or whatever, or changed hands or whatever. It was gone, finished, out of our area or whatever. These things don't just go away, they just go to somewhere else. We cannot keep cleaning up the mess afterwards. We have to be able to deal with it head on and get to the root of the problem. Now, you can't get to the root of the problem unless you can have honest, open discussions and come away from it with the facts and the evidence to build up a decent fucking opinion on. Now, that's been my stance from fucking day one or whatever. This now just drives it home, or it should do. So I don't know. Other news, I think CMW are getting a radio station together, sorted or whatever. It was going to be done a while ago, but obviously people have problems or whatever, so hopefully that's in the pipeline sooner than later. Easy seems to have disappeared. Someone saying he's being arrested. Probably has. I mean, I warned Jupiter the other day, last week or whatever, a couple of hours before I got banned, funnily enough. Yeah, I warned Jupiter. I said, you'll probably get arrested, you'll probably get a knock at the door or whatever. I weren't being a dick. I was just literally saying, you know, you probably will. You've been showing the riots happening, and kind of like feeding off it or whatever. You know, for Jupiter, 1,000 subs, do you know what I mean? I mean, I've heard people are saying that she's incited it or whatever. I don't know about that, I haven't watched it all. Apparently they've been taken down now or whatever, but do you know what I mean? If we've not learnt that people copy these things as they go, then we've not learnt anything, have we, realistically? Now, it is what it is. It is what it is. If Jupiter gets a knock on the door, realistically, she's got to look at her own actions, do you know what I mean? It is what it is once it comes down to sat in a police cell with the evidence being played. Same with Ghost, do you know what I mean? He's had him reviewing him. I think he did it afterwards or something. Maybe he did it at the time, I don't know. You've had G-Block doing that and fucking much more. Some of the shit that comes out of G-Block is like, well, all you've done realistically is serve us up a shitload of examples of, let's see if these people get prosecuted, because if not, then you're just giving us perfect examples why there is a two-tier fucking system going on, a two set of standards or whatever, and that's just going to make people more angry or whatever. So it'd be nice to see some sort of I noticed Raj has come out or whatever, big up Raj or whatever, condolences. I didn't realise when I jumped on the live, when I jumped on comments on the live, not watched the beginning or whatever, so I weren't aware. But yeah, I offer my condolences, Raj. Massive respect for coming out. It's got to be hard at the moment. It's hard for a lot of people, I guess. So it's one of them. We need to put what's important first and foremost. Put what's not important out of the way. Now, there has been a series of mistakes being made, and we will need to rectify them along the way. When people are signing this and doing that and all this, who's collecting the data? Because if it's the same person that was passing the data out like cheap sweets to third party trolls, then we've got a fucking problem, haven't we? So let's hope we're living and learning rather than just doing the same cycle of bullshit. Right, look after each other, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one. I may have to do a live or two yet, I'm not sure. Stay safe.